Hey everyone, welcome back to Rick House Reviews. As always, it is Ryan.
Doug.
And I picked up a bottle I wasn't expecting to really pick my hands up on, and we're gonna open it for the first time and try it in front of you all. Because that's the kind of content you people deserve. So this is, before I open it, Screaming Titan from Redwood Empire. It is apparently named after a giant redwood tree. And it actually, I thought I saw it on there somewhere. Yeah, it actually is the GPS coordinates for the tree.
Well, damn. 41.7874.
120 or 328 feet tall, 1,400 years old. And this is their wheated bourbon, which I'm excited for. I like Redwood Empire stuff. Oh, yeah. That was
a pop.
Okay.
That does not stop.
Yeah, totally. I think it's a little bit heavy because we've never had this one before.
Heck yeah. Let's do it.
Get into it.
Get a little funk. Get a little news.
Get a little weeded. Get a little bit of weeded funk on it.
The other news. Well, hello.
That is very, very floral. I get a lot of
does
scream tea.
Some nice notes of spices also.
Nectarine.
Is that what it is?
It's like nectarine. I would peach like a fruit tea, like maybe like a peach tea.
Could be
like a
definitely
some
nectarine.
Some kind of stone fruit tea.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, not a whole lot of weeded funk on it.
I was expecting more from it due to the wheat.
Yeah. Also, this is one of their I believe one of their younger products. It's only 5 years old, apparently. But I believe this also means this is their own distillate. This is an MGP like they do and some of their other stuff.
Right.
So this should be, I'm excited.
Should be fun.
Sorry, guys.
He just died over there.
I did. I didn't even take a sip.
Jeez.
Okay. You get a lot of the wheat.
And the flavor.
And the flavor that comes with it. Very, very caramel. Especially on the finish.
Yep.
But nice, like a really good caramel finish.
Very simple. Very easygoing. Great flavor overall.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by it. A little bit.
I wish it had. Actually, no. You know what? On that second, I was gonna say after the first sip, I wish it had more proof on it.
Right.
But after the second sip, I think this really hits above 96 proof.
There you
go. Oh, I had some stats for this, and I was going to talk about it. So yeah, this is 30. This is 30% corn, wheat. So it's really high wheat.
Right.
It is 4 grains, so it does have some rye in it. 48%, 96 proof. It punches above weight.
Yep.
And I think like having, 61% corn and 5% rye in it, it's balancing out the wheat a little bit. That's really, really nice. It does a lot for the finish of the bourbon. There's something at the front of the palate on the taste. I'm not sure what it is.
Almost like a nut.
Yeah. It's a little peanutty. Not peanut. What is that? It's not peanut.
No.
Oh, it's pecan.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's got a lot of if you've ever had a really, really good stone fruit nectarine peach and you ever wanted it in and you sucked on the stone in the center of it. Kind of a little bit of that with the pecan.
There we go.
It tastes so much different than it smells.
Doing our normal review, we got the aroma, the flavor, the finish, and then our buy again, and the recommendation. If you've never had it, how far we would recommend it for you versus, hey, you know what? I have money to spare. I kind of see this bottle, I'll buy it again.
Yeah. And I do really, truly believe those are two separate categories because obviously we like what we like.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be two different scores because we like what we like. And if somebody's trying to get into something, get into bourbon, get into wheaters or high wheat bourbons, that number is going to change and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a really good way to convey like four different things and not really take up a lot of the score and let a lot of the score be decided by the actual bourbon itself.
Right.
And I think that's important. All right. Are we ready?
We are.
All right. So aroma.
I kept it a little low.
Whoa.
But I gave it a 17 out of 25.
Okay.
I like the nose, the smell. Everything about it was good, but it just wasn't like as high as I wanted. I wanted it a little stronger nose. I wanted a little bit more edge to the nose palette. And I just could not get it any higher than that this round.
Okay. Cool. I went with a 20. I really, really, really liked the nose. I thought it was really, really fruity and complex and interesting. And I thought it, you know, for a lower proof bourbon, it did punch up a lot of flavor on it. And I gave it a couple extra points for that.
There you go. As far as flavor, where did you go?
I went with a 20.
There we go.
Better than probably like half the weeded bourbons out there.
Right.
And starting to get into the upper echelon, but not entirely into the upper echelon.
Right. Yeah, I ended up going 22. I thought the flavor was great overall, but it could be something more. There's something more that I want from this guy, and it could be, as Ryan made it said, or this was off camera, it could have been that barrel strength of this guy might have brought the flavor up, or maybe the rye wheat combo just balances it a little too much, that it's not that full 25 that I would hope, but it is really good. Really good finish.
Yeah. Finish, I went with a 20.
Finish, I copied you with the 20 as well.
It wasn't something where I'm like, oh, I need to take a sip of water afterwards.
Right.
It was really, really pleasant. I wanted it to keep going. Put it in the top.
Right.
Put it in the 75th or 80th percentile, not really in that, 85, 90th percentile for score.
I can give that. Yeah.
Now I obviously have a little bit of an advantage on this one because this is, I believe, $79.99 MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
Most places have it listed for $85, which is what I paid for it.
There you go.
Buy again because I like wheaters, and this is the kind of wheated bourbon I liked. I gave it a 7.
Okay. Well, I gave it a 6. I think there are a few other bottles I personally would pick up over this guy, but for that price point,
specifically,
it's really actually a decent value.
In this price point for wheaters, there are 3 or 4 other bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Recommend, I gave it a 4.
I kept the recommend out of 10 as a 6 because I think for, a first time try of this guy, it's actually one that I could see recommending to any bourbon aficionados, and they either will have better or might like it a little bit more.
See, I went with the 4 out of the place of, if I'm recommending this to someone who likes wheated bourbon or is trying to get into wheated bourbon, there are other cheaper bottles I would recommend before this one.
There we go. Good option.
Yeah, especially at the price point. For 5 years, not barrel strength, it's a little high.
Right.
I would recommend. Now, some of the bottles I would recommend are allocated and not easy to get. Antique 107, those kind of things. But if this becomes like a regular thing you can get on the shelf fairly regularly, I think my number would go up.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. So, fun fact, we both gave it a 71.